Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today is the autumnal Cosy Reading Night as run by Lauren over from Lauren and the Books. The Cosy Reading Night doesn't actually start for another hour, but I have to make everyone tea. And also I have to figure out what I'm going to read in this time, because it's also Victorian October and I've been a bit dedicated to that this month. There are a couple of books I've read that haven't been Victorian books, but for the most part we're sticking to Victorian books, so I've got a lot out of the library here. The Cosy Reading Night has been run a few times now. The last one was in August, and I'll leave a link to my wrap up for that down below. And it's run by Lauren from Lauren and the Books, and it's just 4 hours every few months for people to dedicate time to reading and being cosy and just all around relaxing. And it's a fun time. It's nice to be able to dedicate this time to doing nothing but relaxing. By telling people you're participating in Cosy Reading Night, it also makes it sound like this really big thing that you have no choice but to be part of, and they kind of leave you alone for the evening, so that's always good. But anyway, I know there are two books that I'm currently reading, so I might read tonight, are The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. I'm about 60 pages into this, and Silas Marner by George Eliot. This is the book that I've been taking to work and reading, so I only started it this week. I'm only 30 pages in, but I am currently enjoying both of these, so I might move between the two for the hour. And then I have a whole host of books out of the library that are Victorian that I want to read. So firstly I have Far From the Melon Crowd by Thomas Hardy. This is the Thomas Hardy that I went in search of, but they didn't have originally, so I have Jude the Obscure and The Return of the Native as well. I just read Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell, so I got Mary Barton, which was recommended to me by Margaret Holbrook, and I am kind of quite interested in this one, so I might look at this, but I'm not too sure. I'm not sure what any of these books are about. I kind of steer clear of knowing the plots of Victorian books, which is always nice. And then I have The Warden by Anthony Trollope. I want to see what the big thing about Anthony Trollope is. He is this is the Chronicles of Barsetshire. I have no idea what it's about, but I might look at that at some point. Then I also got this package off Amazon today, so let's have a look quickly before we go back downstairs to make tea. This is Know Your Place, which are essays on the working class by the working class, and there are a ton of working class writers in here that have all written essays about the working class and what it means to be working class and all these other things. And I got this for Non-Fiction November, and also because I am quite interested in reading more about the working class, being working class myself. So yeah, so I'm just putting this out now. It'll probably feature in a haul as well, but I want people to know about this book, to go out and purchase this book. Don't know what I'm going to read yet. Gotta go downstairs and make some tea now, but I will check in at maybe about 8 o'clock just to say what I've read, if I've read anything at all. This time round there won't be any alcohol because I have work in the morning, so we will see. So hour number 1 is over, and so far we haven't actually done much reading because the soaps are on. So we've watched Emmerdale, and we've watched Coronation Street, and we've only read 20 pages, and it wasn't even on one of the books that we were going to read. It was 20 pages of The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters, a book that I forgot I owned, saw mentioned on Twitter, and was 50 pages in a year ago, so tried to continue from page 50. I'm now on page 82 after an hour's worth of reading, and I'm just not enjoying this book that much, so I'm going to be moving on and going back to what I said I was going to read originally, which is Silas Marner, which is a book that I'm really enjoying. It's by George Eliot, and it's about Silas Marner, who has been excommunicated from his community because someone has framed him for a crime he didn't commit. And I'm currently 31 pages into this. I've been reading it at work, I'm very much enjoying it. So I think I'll read this for half an hour and then move on to the Moonstone for the next half an hour. And we've had a change of location because my brother is currently watching a lot of very loud videos in his bedroom. So whilst my sister is away, I have stolen away to her bedroom and decided to record this little snippet here. Once again, there is still no alcohol because I'm working tomorrow, and if I had any tonic I might use gin, but so it looks like I'll be having another cup of tea or coffee, which is always fun and adventurous. So yes, I will check back in another hour after Silas Marner. So it seems that I'm plagued not to read a lot this evening. I made myself a drink. I put Nutella in coffee because I've run out of Dow Egbert's hazelnut coffee, and it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I didn't think about the sugar, and it was just strangely sweet. Like, I couldn't taste any coffee at all. It was just like melted Nutella. It was not fun. But anyway, I read 15 pages of Silas Marner, and that was half an hour's worth of reading. For some reason, it's rather short text. It's rather small text, and George Eliot also knows how to really fill a page. Like, these paragraphs go on at length, and sometimes I find myself getting a bit, not lost isn't the correct word, but it takes me a lot of concentration to focus on what is actually happening, because she does include a lot, but I am actually rather enjoying it, though it is also very fast moving. I'm going to move on to the Moonstone simply because this is a book that I wanted to finish this month, and so I read 10 pages of the Moonstone and I am enjoying it. There is some stuff in here that I think I kind of disagree with, and at this point I'm of the opinion, like, why don't you just give the Moonstone back? Like, clearly at this point it's caused more harm than good. Why didn't someone just, like, I'm 78 pages in. Like, just, this book could have ended a long time ago if someone had just been smart enough to put the Moonstone back, or not take it in the first place. Do you know what? I've just completely ruined this book for myself. Because, like, I'm like, why don't you just put it back? But maybe that's the whole point of the book. I think that I'm going to continue alternating between the Moonstone and Silas Marner for the final hour. And I don't think I'm going to go back to The Little Stranger, because I think I need to reread it from the beginning and figure out where I was when I finished it last time. The reason I picked this up was because I wanted to read a, like, gothic horror novel this month, and I tried The Upstairs Room and I really didn't get on with it. I'll talk more about it in a proper review or wrap up. I just didn't like The Upstairs Room, and I'd hoped that I'd be able to get into A Little Stranger rather quickly. I think I'll start again and maybe try and get through it before I go away. I don't want to take a 450 page hardback book away with me. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll check back in after the final hour. So you're really being taken on location today. I have arrived at work and it's currently, let's find out. It's currently 8:15 in the morning, and basically it seems that for the first time in a long time there was no traffic on the road. So I ended up too tired to actually finish recording last night, but I'll have you know that I read another 10 pages of Silas Marner and then gave up. The Cosy Reading Night seemed to go extremely well, in that the Cosy Reading Night made me extremely cozy to the point of bone tiredness. So that once I had spoken to my mother about the holiday we're going on, then my eyes are all over the place here. I don't know where I'm looking. That when I'd spoken to my mother about the holiday we're going on Wednesday,
I decided to go to bed. And it was perfectly fine. I tried looking at my Sudoku, but that wasn't doing much. I checked what happened in the second episode of Coronation Street because I didn't watch that. And yeah, that was it basically. I really enjoy George Eliot's writing, but as I said, I do at times find it a bit not impenetrable, but difficult. Difficult is the right word there. She uses a lot of allegory and metaphor, it seems, and she's quite, to me, in any case, I'm going to go and find out more about her, I think, because I do want to read Middlemarch at some point, and that's quite the heft. Um, but yeah, I think that I'd like to know more about George Eliot because she seems like a very smart lady. To me, in any case, when I put this in relation to some of the other Victorian novels I read, I can see why she is also one of the ones that has stuck around. Then, obviously, didn't read any more of The Moonstone. I do like that book. It reminds me a bit of some of like the Agatha Christie's, and it does remind me very much of the genre of the time and what we were seeing from a lot of people around then. I don't know when they were around, but they were people, weren't they? I think that's it. Once again, thank you to Lauren from Lauren and the Books for arranging the cozy reading night. I did tweet out a thanks at 10 o'clock just to get it out of the way before I fell into this slumber from which I only awoke because I had a very strange dream indeed that I can't remember, but I do know that it was something of the nightmare, which is the second of this week and is making me question my fondness for bread. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to discuss any of the books or the cozy reading night, if you were there, tell me what you read. And until next time, that is all.